I'm not blaming. I'm just stating what's been observed. So when I grew up, the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, every billboard, every television commercial, just about everyone, the radio, magazines, cigarette smokers, liquor, beer, inundated with those images. All the movies, even television shows, romanticized drinking and smoking. All those movies that were made in the 40s and the 50s. It was part of the culture. My mother and father, actually my stepfather. The ironic thing, my natural father died at 31 from lung cancer, never smoked a day in his life. How do you like that? But my stepdad, my mom, my grandparents, they all smoked. My grandfather was an alcoholic. So, growing up from zero, I was surrounded by this. I remember being a child in a car with no air conditioning, with the windows rolled up in the winter and the rain, and two parents smoking. Oh, that's in this day and age, that's child abuse. Again, I'm not complaining. I'm just stating the observation that I had. So, between the images that I received in mass media and from those intimately that surrounded my life, drinking and smoking was a part of life. Come 1981 and the movie Arthur. Arthur was played by Dudley Moore, who played this hilarious, incredibly wealthy bachelor who lived in Manhattan in a penthouse, who had a chauffeur and a butler and more money than he could ever spend in many lifetimes. And he was miserable. But boy, did he love to drink, and he was hilarious. So taking the programming that I received up to that point and seeing the movie Arthur, well, that just kicked my addiction and my green light for drinking into overdrive. Arthur really had a negative impact on my life, and I loved it. I thought Arthur was hilarious. Scary thing is, in this day and age, we have movies like The Hangover, which may appeal to the same mindset and the same naivete to young people who romanticize that way of life and who wind up polluting themselves. So the point is, the images that we take in and the images that we develop an affection for pretty much drive our lives, what we have those emotional attachments to. And when we're young, we may not have the discernment to determine what a healthy attachment and an unhealthy attachment to an image is. So I want to relate this back to having a dirty mind and a clean mind. So dirty mind being polluted by all these negative images of drugs and alcohol, smoking. When I was in early sobriety, there was a young guy, well, he was in his 30s, early 30s. Name was Felipe. He was from Brazil. And he was hilarious, but he said at a meeting, when I told my family I was going to AA, they said, no, Felipe, don't go to those meetings. Because if we go to those meetings, they're going to brainwash you. And Felipe said, but I kept coming to the meetings, I kept listening, and I realized very soon that my brain was very, very dirty, and it needed to be washed. So, if you can do some self-reflection and really get honest in the dirty things and the unhealthy things that you have an attachment for and that have driven your behavior, and take an honest look at what they are and choose different images, different messages in your life to develop those attachments to. It'll save your life. At some point, we have to take responsibility to understand that it's up to us to decide what is healthy and what is unhealthy for our lives. We have to be honest about it and see what the results of chasing those images brought us. Did it bring us happiness and health? Or did it bring us chaos and a near-death experience? Well, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Take what you want and leave the rest. And have an awesome day.